there have been, in the last 12 months, over 1,000 Israeli air and artillery strikes in Syria, all across the country, and then more recently, of course, focused on the southern region. In the same 12-month period, over 750 ground incursions into southern Syria. Let's put that in like human language here. A ground incursion means Israeli forces invade Syria, not areas that are currently occupied by Israel, but invade Syrian-controlled areas of Syria, and then inspect and conduct and interview locals, and then go back to Israeli-controlled territories. More than 750 of those in 12 months. In all of that time, the Syrian government has responded militarily 0 times. Now, if this was, as it's often described by senior Israeli government officials, some kind of crazed ISIS government, there would not have been 0 military responses to all of those military actions.
Right. So,
I think when you look at...
sorry to interrupt. I do want to add something else to this conversation, that military officials that I'm speaking to are saying, obviously the threat is not simply a perceived threat by this new government, but rogue elements on the ground, whether they're aligned with the IRGC or just various Islamist elements who seek to attack Israel. Now, I had on this show a few weeks ago Yaakov Nagel. He's the former National Security Advisor of Israel, and he's also the author of Israel's new defense doctrine. I asked him about exactly this, and he said that, as you mentioned, in this post-October 7th reality, Israel cannot afford to take the risk of simply trusting the other side or wait until threats materialize. Now, it's not striking Syria for the sake of striking Syria, but when you have terrorist elements who are, according to the military, operating along Syria's border with Israel and planning attacks against it, Israel is unwilling to take the chance anymore. Doesn't that make sense?
It makes sense on a certain level, but it doesn't make sense when you also acknowledge that those entities you're talking about that have, in theory, an interest or a desire to attack Israel from Syrian territory, those entities, whether they are Iranian-linked or whether they're the likes of ISIS, are the very same enemies that the current government in Damascus has focused its security attention on most squarely over the past 12 months. They are a shared enemy. The problem is that through this kind of hostile posture, the Syrian government has essentially been forbidden, whether through words or not. The understanding is the Syrian military or security apparatus from the Ministry of Interior is forbidden from acting in the very same zones that Israel has security concerns over.